Hi, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good day wherever they are. Like and like I say in all my videos, sometimes I swear. Today, I'm doing a video. Sorry, I haven't made a tarot video in a while. I hurt my back and I didn't feel like doing it. So I'm trying to recover from my back. I have back problems, so I didn't make a tarot reading, but I'm going to go back because this is going to be about P Diddy and the trial, and I want to do one about the trial with Leonardo Dicaprio on the stand and how he feels and stuff like this. This is entertainment purposes, so take this with a grain of salt. I'm just doing what he says about his experience going to the parties and his relationship with P Diddy. Leonardo DiCaprio was born November 11th, 1974 in California, Los Angeles, and he's been active since 1984, and he's a Scorpio, and he's never been married. He's had a lot of girlfriends. All right, so I'm gonna shuffle my cards and see what they have to say about Leonardo. All right, when he took the stand. First, I'm going to do about his relationship with P Diddy. What was his relationship with P Diddy? I'm going to do different cards. So this one's the basic. How was his relationship with P Diddy? I'll put it and then I'll show you. What was his relationship with P Diddy? Please tell me. 4 cards there. And then I'll show you. Sorry, I haven't been doing this for a while, so I'm out of practice. Please let me know about his relationship was with P Diddy a while ago. When he first met him, was it good or was it crappy? Please tell me, and I'll show you the cards afterwards. All right. Right. Here they are, the 3 cards. All right, and then I'll do one more card on the side. These are the cards I love. This is the new moon cards, the horoscope ones that tell your astrology and stuff. I'm going to do that for the last. Please tell me about his relationship in the past. His relationship with I feel like he thinks that he thought he was like the justice, that he thought he was above everybody and thought he was like the king bee, like he thought he was better than other people. He thought he was above everybody. He was a millionaire. P Diddy, this is through Leonardo DiCaprio. He thought he was above people and he had the money and he had the money, he had the connections. He had the limousines, he had the women. He thought he was above people. Yep. And he thought he was fair to people, and he thought he was being truthful to people, let alone. All right. But he loved himself in the relationship. Leonardo thinks that P. Diffie was self-centered, like he was not very, his values were kind of weird. The way he thought he was like he was up beyond being touched by people. This is a Lovers in Reverse. He thought he was like he could get away with doing everything, and he had a lot of conflict. He fought with people, and people who talked about him, he would get rid of, or or they would be ghosted, or they wouldn't be able to like he said on the stand that he couldn't, he thought he was being followed in SUVs. He thought that he couldn't do, he was planning to do movies and he couldn't do it because the people would stop wanting to be in his movies, or the producers or producers or directors or people would ghost him and say, you can't do this anymore. So he lost a lot of projects, Leonardo. So he thought Diddy was trying to be, cause conflict. And he had bad choices. He had made some bad choices being around P. Diddy. He made some bad choices. Also, he thought P. Diddy was very greedy about money and power. He wanted the money and the power. And he was wealthy. He did. He was wealthy and wanted the money and wanted the glamour. He wanted the power. He thought he was above everybody and couldn't be touched. And but Leonardo had wisdom on his side. You're called to serve on a mentor for the same one or role model. So he was a role model, saying he didn't like to be quiet about what's been going on. He wanted to speak up, but he was afraid because of what happened to other people. He was scared that he could be silenced, and he went through depression. And, he had post-traumatic stress, like he said, on the stand. I'm just saying, yeah, woo, yep. He tried to be smart about it and not let P. Diddy win. Well, good. He's looking for opportunities to move on after this trial and get things. It doesn't mean you're gonna have a marriage. It just means he exchanged more money and opportunities. Maybe he'll get a book out of P. Diddy, or he'll write a book and make some money off this, even though he probably wants to put it in the backside burner. And I'm gonna do one card for this. Please, P. Diddy and Leonardo's relationship in the past. I'll do two cards. So I go two cards. I'm gonna turn them upside. Oh, this is interesting. He didn't want to talk in the beginning because he was scared that he would be blackballed. Offers, making movies or deals. He didn't want to talk about it because he was afraid for his life and his career. He didn't want to talk in the beginning. He did not want to talk. He felt like, this is a moon in Pisces, he was very emotional, even though he's a Scorpio. They're water signs too. He was very emotional about P. Diddy and what was going on. He felt so upset because he thought he was betrayed. He thought he was a friend, and he couldn't go to these parties anymore. He felt guilty and upset. He didn't want to go to these parties anymore. So he didn't want to talk about it because he was afraid for his life and his career. Don't blame him. And he did the situation, assessed the situation. He decided, I'm going to speak up, because a lot of people couldn't, because they either taken out, or the career silence, or they drag you in the mud. And this is in the moon in Virgo, so that's interesting. Okay, so the relationship went bad, and he like Leonardo thought he was over, like P. Diddy could get away with anything. He had a real ego. Okay. All right. Let me think. What else about Leonardo DiCaprio? All right. During the trial, when he was talking about P. Diddy and seeing all these weird things going on, and he was being treated like crap by P. Diddy, and saying, don't say anything, you're our brother, and then getting phone calls and texts and messages. Is that really what happened? I don't think he would make it up. So let's find out. Was it really as bad as Leonardo DiCaprio said with P. Diddy? Was it really as creepy and as P. Diddy, him going into these mansions where there's mirrors and velvet, red curtains and freaky things where he was wearing everybody was wearing a mask except for P Diddy. Was that just him, or did this really happen? Delays. He was scared. He was scared with what could happen because he didn't know what to do. He was scared. He wasn't sure what to do. He didn't want to sacrifice his career at the time. Leonardo was scared to go and tell the police because he was scared because they wouldn't believe him, and he might have thought people were being paid off in in the police force or something. I think he was scared. He wrote down things, and he was very scared of P. And he thought it was lack of control. Hangman. He had a lack of control about P. Diddy and what he saw, and he thought people wouldn't believe him because a lot of people were on P. Diddy's payroll. So that's how I feel. And he thought that this is in reverse. This is how I feel like Leonardo felt like he was restless because he didn't know what to do, because he was depressed. He had post-traumatic stress disorder because of going there. He had sleepless nights. He couldn't sleep because he was under a lot of stress, and he had no directions. What am I going to do? He thought he was screwed. Basically, what am I going to do? Because P. Diddy has tapes people without their permission. He talks. He threatens people. He's like a gangster, mafia. This is entertainment purpose. I'm just how I feel like that. He entertainment purposes. Leonardo probably thought, oh God, I feel like I'm in the mafia or something. He felt discouraged of consequences. He was worried there was going to be consequences if he speaks. So he was scared to death. Oh, poor Leonardo. He thought that P. Diddy he was a leader, and he thought people wouldn't listen to him. Like I said, no one thought he would be listened to. At first, I guess he thought he was like a father figure to him, but then he realized he didn't want that kind of father figure, and he focused and wanted to be in control of his own life. He didn't want people telling him how to live and who to speak to about the parties and the girls and his life. He didn't want to do that. He didn't want to go to the parties anymore. He said no, and he was being blackballed, like I said. He needed to rest. He was like very stressed out, Leonardo, from P. Diddy and all his people he's with. P. Diddy and his bodyguards and all the people, his PR and people. He needed to rest and take it easy because he needed stuff because he was tired and he needed energy to renew. He wanted to renew his energy. He went through therapy and he needed someone to talk to, because a lot of people thought he was probably crazy and he knew he wasn't. So he needed to rest and do renewal, meaning he needs to rest and talk to someone. And that's why he went finally on, he went into court and talked about it. And he has directions. He has good directions. He went and decided, I'm going to speak out after hearing all these people. He said, enough is enough. I'm not going to be quiet anymore about it. I'm going to, hopefully after this trial, he'll have better directions. Maybe he'll be able to sleep at night more often, talk to a therapist, get help, have better goals, have direction, like he can move on and do better things with his life. Okay, so it is true what he said. I'm going to ask, so what's next with Leonardo in this case, after the case? Does he think, first of all, I'm going to ask, does he think P. Diddy's going to be guilty? Does he think, I'm going to ask, does Leonardo hope P. Diddy goes to prison? I think he does, but let's see. What does he say about him going to jail for the rest of his life? What does Leonardo think about P. Diddy ending up and all the people he's with? too. That's another question. I'll ask in another video. Does uh does Leonardo think P Diddy is gonna go to jail, spend any time in prison, or is he gonna get off from some miracle? Does he think that Leonardo, does he think he's gonna stay in prison? Yep, he's hoping he will, but he thinks that it might happen, but it might take a while for him to go to prison and spend. This is the Empress. He hopes that people will learn from him, from what he says and how things are going. He hopes people will take his advice, his meeting when he was on the testimony stand. He hopes people will believe him, because he's doing this to be. He wants to not have other people go the way he was. This is like a mother card. He feels, he was crying on the witness stand a little, saying he doesn't want anybody to go through the way he went through, and other people, you know, like that Casey girl. He feels bad for all these people that have been victims of P Diddy and the other people in his circle. So yeah, he feels bad. And also, he feels lonely because he felt like no one else was sticking up for him. No one was on his side. For a long time before he spoken up, Leonardo thought he was the only one. This is a hermit in Rivera. Yeah, he was withdrawn because he felt, like I said in other cards, he was feeling depressed. He had post-traumatic stress disorder. And he didn't know what to do, because I think he does kind of makes you feel crazy. He felt crazy because he didn't know who to talk to. Like, people probably were trying to bug his home and, you know, and stuff. So and then he blackmails people. He feels like he was trying to be people. P Diddy blackmails people, but he has courage and he's positive and he's a passionate person. He's not going to take any crap from P Diddy. He says enough is enough. He's going to he's friends with this person, this animal, and he's the tiger. And the lady says he's strong. He has the people on his side. He's standing up for the victims of P Diddy and the other people who are gonna maybe come out too. He says, like I said, he's not gonna take any crap anymore from P Diddy and the people. He's gonna stand up for the people who can't, who have been taken out, or who lost their lives, or had their career blackballed and taken. So yeah, he's focused on moving forward too. He's thinking positive. This is a good card with this. This is the Sun. He's positive. Things will go better. I think he's positive that he'll go to jail and rot in jail if he does. So yeah, he's going to be successful. He's going to has a rebirth. That things are going to get better for him. His career will get better. People will. Other people stand up saying that he was right, that Leonardo's right, and other people who were on the stand and saying that P Diddy did these awful things. So he's happy. He's in a good mood. He knows other people will, and he'll be at home thinking, God, now I can take some vacation time. He's like the wood spirit. Yeah, he can be at home and maybe he'll take a vacation home. He'll go somewhere where people won't know who he is, which is hard, but maybe he'll, hide or something for a couple months and just recover. He'll go home and just, pretend, he's not going to answer phones. I think he's going to take time to recover, Leonardo. Okay, so this is it. He's going to recover. I'm going to do other videos on other people who've testified for the prosecutor. The people did other ones. I'll do one on Monique and Kid Rock and other people who testified against P Diddy. And have a good day and take care and bye.